when we first got together, we would have this conversation a lot about what a lot of people in our age group at the time, like, there were so many rules that they put on what a relationship is supposed to be like and how they are supposed to act in the relationship. Like, and Garrett was saying, like, it's just all these rules.
Yeah, like some of the rules, how long after you go on a first date with someone can you go on a second date with someone? How many dates do you have to go on before you can consider yourself in a relationship?
How many dates before you can have sex with the other person?
Yeah.
When should you have the first kiss? When should you, like
all these random things, like
what
like, types of, how should you act? Should your partner always buy you meals? Should your partner always, like, do your dishes or, like, do your laundry? Just, like, all these stupid things. You should just both be doing equal amounts.
Yeah, but also it's like all these things build up and take up space that prevent you from actually what's most important in a relationship, which is developing, like, a really stable connection. Like, the connection that I feel with Garrett is I am never, like I was saying, I'm never worried. Ever. Like, I'm so secure in this relationship. Like, there's just so much trust, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that if I'm ever feeling weird about something or icky, I always have the option to just communicate it with him. And I know that even if he doesn't agree with what I'm saying, he is mature enough to have a conversation and, like, try to understand. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we're both empathetic.
It's
and
like
that
people play by two different rule books sometimes.
Yeah,
and they don't tell each other what their rule books
because
say.
they're scared to communicate.
Yeah.
Or there's like some sort
or
of
it's just
block.
assumed that each party knows what the rule book says, and in reality they don't. So when they don't talk about it, there's, like, these clashes that come up.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really.
But there's no rule book.
There's no rules to a relationship. That's not a thing. There's no, like, 10 steps to a good relationship. Maybe there's one step, and that's just, like, talk to the person.
Yeah.
And if you don't like them, you don't have to hang out with them.
Yep.
As simple as that.
Yeah. And it's like all the rules about, like, when you should do what. It's like, feel into it.
Yeah.
Like, when does it feel right to tell the person, like, is it like a month in and you've been hanging out, like, all the time and you just, like, love spending time with the person and you feel that reciprocated? Then yes, it's fine to say I love you after a month.
Yeah.
Like, if both of you are feeling it and it's about the vibe too, right?
Or
it's
after
like
a day,
energetic.
if you really are having a good time or whatever. It doesn't really matter what you say. It matters what you do.
But it's like people are afraid to put themselves out there and be vulnerable. That's what it's really about, right? Like, to say I love you people don't want to say it too early because they don't want to experience the potential rejection.
Yeah.
But
I also
you can
shouldn't
feel
say
it
it
out.
doesn't matter what you say. It just matters. Like, people are always so defensive, and you just have to put stuff in the open and see what happens.
Yes.
And be willing to listen.
Yes. And I was saying this is where, like, energetics, like, people, I feel like for a long time I was like, oh, no one's going to understand what I'm talking about when I talk about, like, energy or vibes. But, like, even if you're super not in tune with spirituality or the energetic realms, you still know that, like, for example, in a relationship, you can feel when the other person is open to you, you know, in a way, like, it's like you can feel, like, when I said I love you to you for the first time, I think it was 2 months in, like, consciously, because the first time, apparently, you want to tell it?
I think you've already told it in a video, but yeah. The first time she said she loved me, it was in her sleep, so that was pretty funny. It was like a weekend or something.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me until I actually said I love you to him, like, a month later. But I'm just saying, like, when I actually was,
although,
like,
it also could have been you might not have been saying it to me. I think you just said the words, but then I don't know who you were talking to.
I'm pretty sure I was in love with you, like, 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, like, when I actually consciously said I love you to you, I felt safe. Like, I felt there was a there was a feeling of comfort.
Yeah.
That I knew that it was going to be very unlikely that I would be rejected. You know, and so it's like those are the moments where you feel into it and just figure out like what does it feel like.
And if you do get rejected, then it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
but
I wouldn't even say that something is meant to be necessarily, but it's not a huge deal. Like the human life is so long, you can do so many things and like find joy in so many different things. And like there's not I don't believe anyways that there's one like soul person that's meant for you. There's tons of people that are compatible with you.
Yeah. Yeah. But some people just like fit every box so perfectly. You're like,
yeah.
Is this
But then there's like so many people that there would be tons of people that would fit that box.
Everyone can, but I'm saying like there's a difference between there's quality of relationship.
Yeah.
Like there's some people,
certain types of people you won't be compatible with. And that's true. But there's also certain types of people that you will be, and there's lots of those people.
Yes. And it's all just you being open. But anyway, I think getting into this whole thing, it's like, long story short, like you don't need to plan your relationship.
Yes.
It's like you feel it out on a moment to moment basis.
Yes.
And that's what you go with. That goes back to my main teachings that's intuition. The difference between like living intuitively and planning everything out and trying to stick to that structure, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because when you live intuitively, you're feeling into the field in every moment. And that makes it so that you have the newest information in every moment as you're making decisions. As opposed to planning something, and then when you get there, it's like might not feel right because things aren't aligned. Anyway, I'm just talking in my head.
Yeah.